couponing class and some of the other things where you can save money each month. But there are real dollars to be saved as you look at the big things on your list. Insurance, shop around for insurance. There are savings to be had there as well. I'll stop there and let Diane come back up tonight.
Okay, well, really fast. Now we'll focus back on this part of the list that he said we can control a little bit, because I brought my little budget friend to see. Too bad you in the back can't see my little cartoon budget guy, but he we're just going to talk really quick about some of the things that I read about that were always listed on the budget killers, the things that really hinder your budget's health. And the first thing, this little budget there's no system actually. There's no system in place at all. The first thing you have to do is have a system. And this budget has no self-esteem. He's really, really suffering. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know how to do anything. And so you have to pick a system. There are so many systems out there. If you look online and you just look up budget systems, it's mind-boggling almost how many different things there are. But some very popular ones, one that I've heard of that has never failed people, that people who have tried it love it, is the envelope system by Dave Ramsey. Anybody who I've ever talked to who has ever done that loves it. It keeps you honest with your money, and you know right where everything's going from the beginning of the month. Actually, there's online budget programs. There's personal software you can get. A lot of it's free. My husband and I, we just have a no-frills spreadsheet that we did on our own on Excel, and it doesn't have any fancy charts or anything, but it's just very clear-cut. We have what we expend and what we're supposed to do, and it has the formulas to show us what we've done wrong. And there's 30-day diaries. Have you heard of some of these? Have some of you heard of some others that you loved, that you want to throw out, to recommend?
Mint.com is good.
What is it?
Mint, M-I-N-T.
Oh, yeah, Mint, and that's free. And that's free. Any more? You have to have one.
The B word.
The B word?
If you just Google the B word, you'll find it.
Budget?
Yeah,
That
that's
B
what
word?
that's what the B word is, but it's
we just named this one. There's one called YNAB. Has anyone heard of that? It's the acronym for You Need a Budget, YNAB. And it I don't know how good it works. I mean, it's got the charts and everything. I did the little demo. It looks like a good one, and it was a kind of a cute name. So he's happy now. He knows what his job. He knows who he is. You have to know who you are. The next thing that will kill a budget's health is neglect. This he's got his hat pulled down over his head because he's just been neglected. He's been forgotten. He's clueless. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do, because if you establish your budget and then you just forget about your budget the rest of the week, the rest of the month, is it going to do anything? It's not magic, right? It won't do anything for you. You have to input. You have to input the information. You have to give it attention. You have to give it work. It won't work unless you make it work. You have to work to make it work. So that was the other thing that budget and financial advisors say go wrong. And then the third thing is patience. This poor budget is totally stressed out because he's got to figure out how to make it work in 1 month, or else time's running out and they're not going to give him any more time. The article said you need to stick with it. You need to stick with it long enough for it to become a habit. What do they say? How long does it say to make things habit? 21 days. Maybe it might take a little longer with your budget, but if you come up with the time that you're going to work with your budget, if you want to do it daily, or if you want to do it weekly or bi-monthly or something, and stick to it long enough to see that the budget's actually working and helping you identify what you're doing wrong, then it'll be a more successful happy budget for your family. Okay, this one is being torn apart. He's going to have schizophrenia soon because he's caught in the middle. He's between two different spouses who have different goals and aren't working together on the budget. This is just an interesting thought from Elder Marvin J. Ashton. It's from the pamphlet that the church puts. It's a free pamphlet. It's called One for the Money. You can get it from distribution. He said, recently I had the opportunity to visit with a choice young couple. They were to be married within the week. Their eyes sparkled in anticipation of the important event and with evidence of their continuing love for one another. Both had advantages of college education, good homes, and cultural experiences. It was delightful to share their personalities, plans, and potentials. Their courtship already seemed appropriate launched on an internal basis. During our interview, their responses to only one question gave me concern. I hope my anxieties and suggestions caused them to reassess their pending partnership. To the question, who is going to manage the money in your marriage, she replied, he is, I guess. He responded, we haven't talked about that yet. These comments surprised and shocked me. How important are money management and finances in marriage and family affairs? May I respond? Tremendously. And then he gives some of the dismal statistics that we've heard that show the link between strain on marriage and budgetary differences. And so he said at the end of this, may I at this time hasten to emphasize the fact that these marriage tragedies are not caused simply by lack of money, but rather by the mismanagement of personal finances. So going back to what Ben said, it's something to work together toward and to really try to cooperate with each other on. Okay, the next threat to budget health is hemorrhaging. Okay, this little budget's been hit hard. You in the back, he's bleeding from the head. He's gonna need a transfusion of major money funds because he's had this horrible, unexpected accident. The Dave Ramsey suggests a $1,000 budget for emergencies. So if you can budget that until you need it, then you can put that money towards a 3-month supply, or a 3-month. The church recommends a 3 to 6 month salary, so you can just work towards the first emergency fund, and then work towards bigger things and take from that. And it's just such a peaceful thing to have something to draw from in those instances. This little budget's health is suffering because he has a whole bunch of slow bleeds, lots of magnets. What are slow bleeds in your budget? They're just tiny little expenditures, but by the time the end of the month rolls around, they add up and he's totally anemic. One of the number one things that they say does this is eating out. And if we can just somehow curb that quick, it's so convenient to run by and pick something up, but you can do other things. You can make pancakes. They don't take too long. Or even cereal doesn't take too long to make if you're really in a pinch for time. And just trying to plan ahead with crock-pot dinners. Carrie's so good because every Friday when my daughter has ballet, and I know she doesn't have time to get dinner, her house smells divine because she's got something in the crock-pot. Then you're not running and buying things on your way home from this, on your way home from that until at the end of the month. It really adds up, doesn't it? Another slow bleed is errands. If you reduce your number of errands, you'll reduce the amount of money you spend, right? Because everyone knows if you go to the store for just one thing, you'll come out, you want to make it worth the trip. Do you not want to and so you come out with more things and you spend more money. So you try to get by, even if you've forgotten something.
One thing I've figured out is if you're going one direction, try and get the list of errands that you want to get done in that direction and get them all at one time. So you're not making multiple trips, you're making one trip and it's using hopefully less gas.
Yes, saving on gas money, yes.
If I need one thing, I send my husband because he'll come home with that thing. But I'll come home with all the gas things.
I believe that. That's good. Okay, so people works in reverse. Okay, that's all there is. There's more. Maybe I can get it on the website. Okay. Enjoy. Sorry.
Thank you.
One for the money. Oh, yeah. One for the money. Pamphlet by Martha J. Ashton.